We have to import the input system package before we start. To install the input system package, you may simply find it in Package Manager. Go to Window, Package Manager. Choose Packages, Unity Registry at the top left corner. Search for Input System and select it. Then click the Install button at the bottom right corner. It requires restarting the editor after the installation. For Visual Scripting, it is a built-in package bundled by default with Unity 2021 and newer versions. Let's have a talk on the basic concept of Visual Scripting. We have variables, which are the containers for storing different types of data. And we also have graphs, machines, and graph assets. Graph is a visual representation of logic. There are two types of graph, float and state graph. Machine is a component which you can add on a game object to execute the logic of a graph. There are also two types of machine, script and state machine. And graph assets is a reusable graph which can be referenced by multiple machines and saved to a persistent storage. In order to use the Visual Scripting, you need to create an empty game object in Scene. Then add a script machine component to the game object. And for the source here, we choose to use embed for our example. Now, click the Add Graph button to open the Script Graph window. There are three main elements in the Script Graph window. The Graph Editor, where you create, arrange, and connect nodes. The Graph Inspector, where you can view detailed information about your nodes and configure additional settings for your graph. The Blackboard, where you can define and add variables to use in your graphs. You are able to plan around in the Graph Editor by pressing the mouse middle button and drag. You may also add several nodes into a script graph. Each node represents an individual action. Connect those nodes in a specific order, then Unity will execute them one by one. That's why we call it a script graph. For the state graph, it contains different states and transitions between them. Those states are actually script graphs. Each of them acts as a little program. If a state is activated, all the logic of that state is able to operate. Transitions are something to tell connected state to determine when the active state should switch. If the trigger transition node is entered from an event or a bench node, the destination state is now activated and begins to work. Now, you should have a basic understanding of Visual Scripting. Okay, everything is ready to go. Let's start making our game.